Hello, everybody. This is Charlene Bollinger with The Truth About Cancer. And I'm so excited to have our very good friend, Dr. Josh Axe, with us today, who is a doctor of chiropractic, certified doctor of natural medicine, and clinical nutritionist with a passion to help people eat healthy and live healthy. He founded the natural health website, draxe.com. A lot of great information there. So you got to check it out if you haven't already. And he's authored a few books that are celebrated bestsellers, amazing books. Eat Dirt, right?
Yeah.
And Essential Oils, Ancient Medicine. That was co-authored with Jordan Rubin and Ty. It's a super book. Josh, I remember seeing that on the 700 Club. A lot of attention around that book and around you specifically. Dr. Axe and Jordan Rubin are also the founders of Ancient Nutrition, and we love Ancient Nutrition. Josh, thanks for joining me today.
Hey, Charlene, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Yeah. Well, we have the Truth About Cancer live event 2019 happening in Anaheim, and I'm so excited that you're going to be a speaker again, Josh. As I remember you speaking on our stage before, you were one of our favorite, one of the crowd's favorite speakers. You just really are encouraging, enthusiastic, and we got a lot of feedback with all of the wonderful scriptures that you share and how you walk people through their day and help them to have a better day, a healing day. For you specifically, I remember my impression of having you on stage, and I have my memories of our first live event. Josh, can you share with the audience what your memories are of that live event?
Yeah, well, first off, I remember walking away thinking this was the best live event, natural health live event I'd ever been to. I mean, the number of speakers that were there that are people that I have worked with over the years, or I even looked up to, people like Dr. Joe Mercola. I was so impressed to see him. Patrick Quillen. It was great to see him and so many others. And so I really just loved being there. It was an honor for me to speak. And I remember hearing some of the speakers and just being blown away by all of the new research and them incorporating so many of these natural herbal remedies, essential oils, natural treatment protocols that a lot of people hadn't heard before. So my big takeaway when I walked away from that first event was very much wow in terms of what a great event it was. Just the really high level of caliber of so many of the speakers was impressive. And I think the other thing too was, no talk was the same. Every talk was different, and so many different things were covered in terms of, how to beat cancer from the emotional and mental side of things, how to beat it using food, how to beat it using herbs and supplements, essential oils, and then again, natural treatment protocols. So again, I absolutely loved the live event. Like I said, I'd spoken at a lot of health events over the years, and this was, if not the very top, it was at the top of one of my handful of favorite events I'd ever been to.
Oh, Josh, that's such an encouragement. We really loved having you there too, and you added so much to the entire event. This year, when you come back to Anaheim with us, can you share maybe a 5-minute synopsis on what you're going to be speaking about?
Yeah, so I'm really excited this year. I'm going to bring some new things that I think maybe a lot of people haven't heard before. And so I'm going to cover a lot about ancient Chinese medicine and how that really, the roots of that are really powerful in fighting cancer. I'm also going to talk about some biblical medicine, some things that are referenced in the Bible that I think maybe you haven't heard before as well. But in regards to Chinese medicine, there are thousands and thousands of herbs that people haven't heard of that are used in Chinese medicine that aren't used today in Western medicine in America and in Europe. And so I'll give you an example of some of these herbs. There's herbs like Schisandra. Now, Schisandra is actually a berry, but Schisandra is known as being one of the most powerful berries in the world. It has very high levels of vitamin C, but also these really unique antioxidants that really help restore and improve your thyroid health and adrenal health, which getting that energy up when you're trying to heal yourself is so critical. I'll talk about an herb called faux tea. Faux tea is known as the most powerful anti-aging herb on the planet. In fact, it's known as being more powerful than anything in Western medicine today. So we'll talk about faux tea. In fact, it's the story goes is that a man who had gray hair, he started using faux tea and it started turning it back black. So it's really known to be the most powerful, again, anti-aging compound on the planet. We'll get into an herb like galangal. Galangal is a herb that's almost like a cross between turmeric and ginger, but has unique compounds there that have anti-cancer and anti-inflammatory properties that is really powerful there as well. So again, I'm always a big fan of herbal medicine, but we'll get into many of these herbs that were used in Chinese medicine and ayurvedic medicine. And so there are some other herbs used in biblical medicine like myrrh oil. Myrrh oil is known as one of the most bitter herbs, but has actually sometimes in some studies it's been shown to maybe be even more powerful than frankincense. So we'll talk about that. I'll go through the essential oils and the studies that are effective against cancer, and then also really get into sort of our emotional and spiritual well-being. When my mom beat cancer, so much of it was her getting rid of these negative emotions like fear and worry. And I have some things that people can start doing on a daily basis to completely get rid of those or combat those in a powerful way, these emotions that we know actually feed cancer and other unhealthy cells. So I'll get into that. And so again, I have so much I'm going to touch on that I'm very excited about. I'm just sort of just scratching the surface there. But again, I'll talk a lot about herbal medicine and biblical medicine in terms of how to heal the body.
Wow, Josh, I am just blown away by the bullet point list you just gave us. And I want to dig in deeper into each one of those herbs you mentioned, the anti-aging and myrrh being more powerful than frankincense, which we know they're powerful, but all of the other, I'm trying to remember all that. I'm going to actually rewatch this because that's fantastic. You just rattled off some real gems there. So I am looking forward personally to hearing what you have to share with us, Josh. And I know that the audience will love it as well. I just still remember the last live event. And speaking of the live event venue, when we get feedback from the people that have actually attended, one of the coolest things for the attendees is to actually be able to meet these speakers, meet you in person. And Josh, I was just going through our documents and pictures, pulling things up to put things together, to give people visuals on our past events. And one thing I saw a lot of was you and Jordan both together out talking to the attendees, and they were just surrounding you, and you could tell you were in there just talking to them and listening to them and answering their questions. For you, what is that like to meet people that perhaps they attribute their life to you, to the information that you've given them? You're their hero, Josh. What is that like for you to be at live event and meet these people?
Well, I love meeting. Meeting all of these people that I consider, fans or friends at live events. For me, I had people so into me early in my career that really taught me a lot of what I know. And so for me, I always want to be able to give back and support people. I know, again, for me, having a mom who was in this situation, like my mom loves going to these conferences, by the way, still. My mom's 67 and she just, she loves them. And in fact, I sent Ty a email. This is 2 months ago because my mom saw your guys' Eastern medicine series you did. And she was like, seriously, my mom was like, hey, can you see if Ty and Charlene or can you give me access to that? So, anyway, Ty sent me over access. So my mom was so excited to watch it. But all that being said, for me, my mom was in this position where she was diagnosed with cancer and she didn't know what to do. Mm-hmm. And, my mom is the sort of person that loves these events. She goes to these events and I would go to these events. And so, and so the way that I would want my mom to be treated is I would want a speaker to be able to, hey, answer her questions and just connect with her and say, hey. And so again, I want to do the same thing for people that, I know there's a lot of people out there that are struggling with their health, or maybe it's a person who, hey, they're on mission and they want to help other people with their health. I'm really excited to just, hey, shake some people's hands, get some pics, and then, hey, just say hey to people. So for me, the word that comes to mind is just I just feel really honored and privileged to be able to, go to your event, Charlene, that you and Ty are putting on and speak there. And so anyways, I actually really enjoy being able to connect with everybody and feel excited about it, because I know that in a lot of cases it can make a difference, just like so many people made a difference in my own life and the life of my mom, who is now a 2-time cancer survivor. I want to be able to have a similar impact.
Wow. So it just reminds me of scripture that says the golden rule, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. And it seems to me that the Lord really has used the situation with your mother and how you were able to help her and to bring healing to that body the Lord blessed. And so now, and that's what Ty and I do with the losses we've had. It's our goal just to save lives, because we didn't have the information when we lost our family members that we have today. And we really believe that if we did, perhaps it would have been like your mother. But for us, it was God's will so that we could, and we know because of Jesus, Josh, where they are. They put their faith and trust in him. So we'll see them again, but we do miss them. But with pleasure to meet the people that say, hey, I'm alive because I've got this information, and that's tremendously beautiful to our hearts and our souls. And so the last thing I want to touch upon with you, Josh, is at the live event, people that actually come, maybe they're thinking about coming. What would you tell them about live events specifically? How could this change their life and even in some cases potentially save their life?
Well, I think these live events, and again, you have the world's leading experts in natural health and natural medicine. And, a lot of times and I'll share this, a lot of times even what you read in books or maybe see on a Facebook video or something like that, I just feel like people get into so much more detail, and it's a very concise and precise in these presentations. And so I would say, you're getting somebody's best, and you're getting it in sort of a bite-sized fashion of, hey, here's the best of the best things you can do. Also, you're hearing the latest medical advances in research. I know so many presenters are pulling studies and going over the research that maybe has just been released in the past several months from the medical journals. And so you're really getting the latest of what's going on. So for me, I think that number one, you're getting the best education in the world. Number two, the thing I love is you're around a lot of like-minded people. That's what I love, is I love seeing, when I was at your event, there were a lot of people that I hadn't really met and hung out with in person. And so for me, when I got to hang out with, whether it was, Patrick Quillen or Joe Mercola or, several other people, a buddy of mine, Dr. Will Cole, some people like that I ran into there. It was really great being able to sort of like connect with and talk with these people that, I'd spoken to over video like this or maybe on just an audio podcast, but to be able to hang out in person was just such a joy for me. So I think too, one of the great things about this event is there's so many like-minded people that you're going to meet people there that, hey, you may become friends with, you didn't even realize, that sort of stuff happens all the time at these events. So again, number one is you are going to get the best education in the world. You're going to learn life-saving tips that may change your life. Again, I know my mom and other people that have gone to conferences like this in the past, and you'll learn about maybe an herb that is specifically right for you, or how to beat maybe an emotional or mental challenge that you've had for years because you're around the world's best. And again, being able to do this with a like-minded group of people where you might be meeting some of your closest friends in the future, I think those are all the reasons why it makes it such a special event. I want to say this too, Charlene, with you and Ty in particular, I know that you guys are Christians and you guys have a heart for people. And so listen, no matter what your religious background is, it's a great event because this is an event where it's people that are very loving. Like I can tell you, I've worked with thousands of people in this industry, and Ty and Charlene have the right heart. They're doing this for the right reasons. They're doing it to save lives. They're doing it to transform lives. And that's another reason why I feel like this event is so special, is that when you have two people that have a heart to serve and help people, it just creates just such a great environment. And you guys also have a spirit of excellence. Like you guys aren't cutting corners on the event. You guys are doing this in Anaheim there at the convention center. I mean, right next to Disneyland, by the way. I mean, what an epic venue and place. So again, the other thing is the event itself is done with excellence in the right way. Wow,
Josh. What do I say to that? But thank you so much. I'm encouraged, and it's just great to be yoked together in this ministry of life. Josh, thank you so much for joining us. Ty and I both look forward to seeing you, giving you a hug and listening to you, just hanging out together in Anaheim. It's a joy every time we're with you, and you always inspire us. And for the viewers out there, thank you for joining us. We encourage you to reserve your seat. Click the button below. so that you don't miss a thing, check out everything that we have for you to see about live event. And we hope to see you in person. Thank you, and God bless.